Next up, we have Junior Fulks, and I'm going to let him introduce his helpers. I started to ask him earlier what he was going to do. He can sing, he can tell stories, he can sing songs that are stories, and he may do the combination of it tonight.
You never know.
Well, that's the thing. Even if I had said, what are you going to do, he might not do it when he got up here, so I just decided not to even ask. Junior Fulks.
I'll tell them a story to start this show off. There was 4 guys lived right here in Mountain View, and I'll tell you a little story about them. Now, I ain't going to call their name because some people would know them if I did. But they had this important job to be done, and they all agreed that everybody ought to do it. But somebody noticed that everybody wasn't doing it, and nobody done it. And they all got mad because anybody could have done it. And then everybody blamed somebody because nobody done what anybody ought to done in the first place. All right, from the Pleasant Grove Hootenanny, we got Delton, Rollins, and John Birke. So we're going to do some tunes, and Rollins is going to kick it off with Lost Indian. Indian's name was Falling Rock, and they lived way back over here on the Sycamore Hills, way back about 400 years ago. And the old chief, he had 2 sons, one named Running Deer and the other was Falling Rock. So he didn't know who was going to take over the tribe when he got through. So he told them to go up on them hills, and whoever could bring back a bear could get to be chief. And don't come back till you find one. Well, about a week, Running Bear comes in with his on his shoulder. And Falling Rock never does show up. But they're still looking for Falling Rock. In fact, if you go down here on the river, you'll see a sign driving up through there before you get to Jack's Boat Dock saying, "Watch for Falling Rock." Yonder.
Hank Williams song here. Like a bird that's lost its dead flight.
down, so I'll just sing. I love Corina, tell the world I do. I love Corina, tell the world I do. Just a little more loving, let your heart be true. Corina, Corina, where'd you stay last night? Corina, Corina, where'd you stay last night? You came home this morning, sun shining bright. Play it, dog. Corina up on that hill, Lindsay Hill. I met Corina out on the hill. Them roosters hadn't crowed, Lord, I might have been there still. Corina, Corina, what's the matter now? Corina, Corina, what's the matter now? You wouldn't write me no letter, you don't love me no how. One more time. Corina, where'd you stay last night? Corina, Corina, where'd you stay last night? You came home this morning, sun shining bright. I'll take it all. Take us out of food. Oh, we love them old blues songs. Hey, I can sing a verse for you. You folks know there's been a lot of politicking go on lately. I remember back 4 or 5 years ago, we had a lot of politicking. And them politicians promised us when they got elected things was going to be better. Well, we voted for some of them and they got elected and things didn't get any better. I can remember way back when Ronald Reagan was president. Bob Hope told the jokes. Johnny Cash sung the songs. Now we've got no Reagan, no Hope, and no Cash.
Way down Columbus, Georgia, one day back in Tennessee. Way down Columbus, friends have turned their backs on me. Go and leave me if you wish to. Never let me cross your mind. In your heart, love another. Leave the
to Smoke That Cigarette. Merle Travis wrote it. Now I'm a feller with a heart of gold, the ways of a gentleman I've been told, that kind of a feller that wouldn't even harm a flea. But if me and that certain character met, that guy that invented that cigarette, I'd murder that son of a gun in the first degree. Now it's not that I don't smoke myself or think you're injurious to your health. I've been around them all my life and I ain't dead yet. But at a petting party or a poker game, well, I'll tell you, John, it's all the same. Everything gotta stop when they light up a cigarette. Now the poker game the other night, while old Dame Chance was doing me right, them kings and queens just kept on floating around. I was playing it tough and I'm betting them high, but my bluff wasn't working on a certain guy. He just kept on raising and wouldn't even call my bet. Now he'd raise me, then I'd raise him. I was sweating blood, it was sink or swim, so I finally called and I didn't even raise his bet. I said, Ace is full, pal, how about you? And he said, I'll tell you in a minute or two, but right now I'm about to choke out for a cigarette. And I said, smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. You can puff it till you smoke yourself to death. Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hate to make him wait, and you gotta have another cigarette. Well, other day I had me a date with the prettiest little gal in these United States. She's a hybrid, uptown, fancy little dame. Well, she said she loved me, and I believed and think about like they are to be. So hand in hand we strolled down Lover's Lane. Well, she was oh so far from a block of ice, and that smooching party was going nice. I'll tell you, Dalton, I believe I'd have been there yet. But she gave my hand a little squeeze, and she said, Junior, excuse me, please, I've just got to light up a cigarette. And I looked her right in the eye and said, smoke, smoke, smoke your cigarette. You can puff it till you smoke yourself to death. Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hate to make it wait, and you gotta have another cigarette. Now, Arkansas is the best state to sing about, joke about, write about, read about, or just anything else about, I reckon, because it's got so many sides. It's got the north side, the south side, the east side, the west side, the upside, the downside, the inside, and the outside. Everybody can see a different side. It's got the clear side, the muddy side, the political side, the religious side, the Democratic side, and the Republican side. The more you get to thinking about that, the more you realize that each side is worse than the other. It's got the long side, the short side, the man's side, the woman's side. You know it's the only state mentioned in the Bible. The Bible says Noah looked out of the ark and saw. Now, I knowed this guy from this Arkansas here one time, said he was going to go way out west and grow up with civilization. Well, he got as far as Oklahoma, went broke, got up again it real bad. Had to sell his dog for the money to get back to Arkansas on. Yeah, he had this beautiful, well-bred, half-hound dog pup. And he had to sacrifice that beautiful creature for $1.50. He told me if he'd have still had that pup when he got back here to the court square, he could have got $15 for him just like that.
Oh, really? I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina, how'd it go? There I met a fair young maiden, but her age I did not know. Her hair was dark and curly, and her cheeks were rosy red. On her breast she wore a lily, where I longed to lay my head. Molly dear, go ask your mother if my bride might ever be. She says no, come back and tell me, and I will run away with thee. No, I'll not go ask my mother while she lies amid her friends. In her hand she holds a dagger to kill the man that I love best. I'll go back to East Virginia, North Carolina ain't my home. I'll go back to East Virginia, leave North Carolina alone. Oh, you know I'd like to see you at my door. You're welcome in. At my gate I'll always greet you. You're the girl I tried to win. You're the girl I tried to win.
Back to G, let's do Hattie Call Boogie. This song come off the Louisiana Hayride back in the late 40s called Hattie Call Boogie. Well, the rooster and the hen, they sat in the shade. The rooster done the boogie while the hen laid egg. He done the Hattie Call Boogie. Done the Hattie Call Boogie. We done the Hattie Call Boogie. We can boogie woogie all the time. They invented a tiny cat to cure us all. They had to call it something, so they called it had to call it. So had to call Boogie. Do the had to call Boogie. Do the had to call Boogie. Made her boogie woogie all the time. Let Mr. Rollins. I went out to the country just to spend about a week. The farmer's wife got to walking in her sleep and doing the Hattie Call Boogie. She done the Hattie Call Boogie. She done the Hattie Call Boogie. She could boogie woogie all the time. My old car wouldn't run, it just wanted to stand still. A jug of Hattie Call made her boogie up a hill. It done the Hattie Call Boogie. Yeah, the Hattie Call Boogie. Done the Hattie Call Boogie. Boogie woogie all the time. All right, listen. St. or Marcella or wherever John lives, Pleasant Grove maybe, the other day. And I said, John, what do you do around here for fun? And he said, oh, I love to fish. And I said, man, I'm a fisherman too. He said, let's go out there and fish. So he gave me a cane pole. And he dug up some worms there, and he said, let's go out here, and there are fish everywhere. So we got to fishing. John's catching them fish right and left, and I hadn't caught a fish yet. I mean, he must have had 10 or 12. And I said, John, what are you doing different than I am? And John went, I said, you got to talk a little plainer. I can't understand the words you're saying. He spit out them worms. He said, you got to keep them worms warm.
When we dance together, my world's in disguise. It's a fairyland tale that's come true. And when you look at me with those stars in your eyes, I could waltz across Texas with you. Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I'm lost in your charm. And I could waltz across Texas with you. My heartaches and troubles are just up and gone the moment that you come in view. And with your hand in mine, dear, I could dance on and on. And I could waltz across Texas with you. Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I'm lost in your charm. And I could waltz across Texas with you. Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I'm lost in your charm. And I could waltz across Texas with you. And I could waltz across Texas with you.
Gene, let's do that chicken song for an ending song. We actually had a request. I mean, I can't believe it, but we did. Somebody wanted to hear that chicken song that we do. Chicken truck, it's just my luck. Chicken truck, behind him I'm stuck. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. I was late when I pulled out from Hebron. I was trying to get to this show here in Mountain View. When I got behind a chicken truck in Drasco, about 35 was all he's gonna do. I was mad and I couldn't get around him. shooting up my windshield. Why the feathers were a blowing so hard I couldn't see. Here we go now. Chicken truck, it's just my luck. Chicken truck, behind him I'm stuck. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. Well, a hen kept a clucking, there's a rooster a crowing, blowing me down when I heard a bit of going. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. There's a lot of crooked roads up in these Ozarks. Heard near everyone's got double yaller lines. If you get behind a chicken truck around here, hey, I'll tell you, John, it's hard to make good time. But he slowed down and I finally tried to round him on that big long hill just south of Mountain View. He had a box of Colonel Sanders on his dashboard. He was eating fried chicken and throwing the bones at me. Here we go now. Chicken truck, it's just my luck. Chicken truck, behind him I'm stuck. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. Well, a hen kept a clucking, there's a rooster a crowing, slowing me down when I needed to be a going. Chicken truck, down highway number 5. Thank you folks for listening to us.